afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Midday Musings. My name is Victoria Brown, and it gives me great pleasure to say hello to everybody who's watching live, and hello to everybody who's watching at some point in the future on the Rambling replay. So if you are watching live today, could you please put MM into the comments for Midday Musing, and if you're watching at some point in the future, put RR into the comments for Rambling replay. Thank you very much. How hot and sweaty are you? I think I'm on my second round of clothing already today. My washing machine is going non-stop as I tear t-shirts off and throw them in the wash and then take them out, give them 3 shakes, and they're dry again and ready to go. Oh, it's just crazy. But the good news is the sun today isn't beating down quite as intensely as it has been, which is good news for my little baby bear, my working cocker who is recovering from spinal surgery. As you know, I've been very worried about dehydration. I've been very worried about overheating. I've been watching her intensely. I think she feels like she's a bit of an exhibition sitting there in the coolest room of the house in her crate whilst I stare at her. But I just want to make sure she's okay. Anyway, on with today's subject. So I hope you're all doing well and not melting too much. But today I'd like to talk to you about collaboration, not competition. And whether we like it or not, whether we realise it or not, we're in one great big competitive race. From the moment we were born to the moment we die, we are in a competition. Now, you might be somebody like me who hasn't got a competitive bone in their body. I am the sort of person that nobody wants to have on their rounders team because I can't be arsed. I can't hit the ball. And it really doesn't bother me at all. If I hit the ball, I hit the ball, woohoo! And on I will move to first base. But it doesn't have any lasting impact on me. By the time I'm at first base, or by the time I've been bowled out, I feel exactly the same as I did. I don't get cross if I lose. I'm not delirious if I win. I'm just wired that way. So I don't have a competitive bone in my body. Some may see that as a shortfall, some may see it as a strength. I just see it as me. But there we go. Some people are super duper duper competitive, but whether you are competitive or not, you are competing throughout life. Whether you're competing to get a parking place nearest to the door of Sainsbury's, like my incredible mother, wherever we go, she finds the nearest parking space every single time. If you want to go to John Lewis with my mum, even if you don't want to shop with her, ask her to give you a lift, particularly if it's raining. You'll never get wet. But life is one great big competition. We are competing all the time, and it has become more and more noticeable to me, I don't know about anybody else, during the pandemic. How many people are going for each job advertised? Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. How many people win? Just the one. How many people go for promotions in their working life? If you are in a business where you've got some sort of structure for promotions, let's look at the police force. If you're wanting to take your sergeant's exams, you may pass the exams, but then you may not be promoted to sergeant for a long time, because how many of those posts become available? Not very many. And how many people achieve each post? Just the one. And that is true throughout our lives. We compete, we compete, we compete. We put our best selves out there, we compete, even if we don't know that we are competing. Even going food shopping. Who the hell wants the floppy broccoli? Well, there's a lot of that about at the moment. But who wants the floppy broccoli? So whether we know it or not, we're competing to make sure we get the firm broccoli that's only going to go floppy before we get the chance to use it, rather than buy it floppy in the first place. But we're naturally competing, wanting the best, wanting the best, wanting the best all the time. Nobody leaves their house and says, oh, I'd really like the bad stuff. Oh, I'd really like the really rubbish parking place where my doors are going to get dinked. Oh, I really hope I get the worst of this situation. Nobody ever does. So like it or not, competitive or not, we spend our lives competing. Now let's look at the flip side, collaboration. This is what network marketing does extremely well, because it's a win-win-win-win-win. Every single which way you look at it, it's a win. If you are a retail customer and that is your interaction with the company, if you buy products from a representative but you are not affiliated with that company in any way, you do not have your own license to trade, you do not have a license to trade to just purchase at wholesale. If you are a fully paying retail customer of a representative, here's my model again, buying one of our brilliant products, you're a winner. You're a winner because you're getting the best quality product at the most affordable price, because for our company, quality goes above and beyond everything. And there was a brilliant training that I saw by one of our company head office trainers, and she was superb. And she was talking about how pricing is worked out in the mainstream, in general sales and population. So let's give a hypothetical shop. Let's call it HR Jenkins. And it's a high street shop that sells our kind of products. Okay, so we've got HR Jenkins. And the people that supply HR Jenkins with products, they have all these budgets that they've got to make. They've got they need to squeeze all the time. They need to squeeze the quality of the ingredients to make sure the bottom line is okay. They need to squeeze the quality of the packaging to make sure the bottom line is okay. They need to squeeze everything to make sure their shareholders get paid. So actually, regardless of price, you're probably ending up with a fairly inferior product. Whereas we know the quality of our product, we don't have to squeeze any margins. We don't have to squeeze anything to pay for the middleman, which enables us to provide a unique high-end product at a very affordable price. So it's a win for the customer because they're winning on quality of product, they're winning on the product they're using, and they're winning on price. The representative is winning because the company shares a percentage of their profit with that representative, and it's a very generous share. But the company also wins because they have an additional customer. So it's a win-win-win-win-win-win-win for everybody. Okay? Now, if you are a wholesale user, it's a win. Because you're exactly the same. You're in exactly the same position as the retail customer, but you're getting these fabulous products at wholesale. And that's exactly the same win for the representative that introduced that person as a wholesale customer. So it's a win-win-win-win-win there as well. Now, when we're looking at building a business, how many companies do you know who give away their best kept secrets? How many companies do you know who volunteer best practice, who volunteer to share with whoever wants to turn up and listen, shares this stuff that's working for them, the stuff that's generating the sales, the stuff that's escalating their profit, the stuff that's allowing the business to scale? Nobody. They're closely guarded. They might share them with the executive team. We mustn't let our competitors hear this. Oh, keep it to ourselves. We're in competition, don't you know? It's not like that in network marketing. We're not in competition with anybody. We collaborate, we share best practice, we share the stuff that's working now. And when that stuff that's working now changes and evolves, we update the information that we're sharing because we want everybody to win. Now, there are network marketers out there. Shh. I'm going to tell you this. Shh. But you mustn't spread it. Shh. Because this is what's working for me. Shh. I'll let it work for you. Oh, come on. They're not going to win in the long term because it's all about collaboration. It's about sharing knowledge. It's about sharing best practice. It's about sharing the opportunity to allow other people to benefit. And as I've said before, all boats rise on the same tide. So if the network marketing industry is booming, then everybody is benefiting. The retail customer is benefiting because, they're hearing about products they might never have come across before. Brilliant! I recommended products to a lady this week who'd never heard of our products, and we have such an incredible solution for the situation she's in. She'd never heard of them. We as network marketers need to be doing a better job if there's still people that haven't heard about what we've got. So we share best practice. We share on a team basis, on a company basis, on a generic basis, because we recognize that no man is an island. There isn't one person going for hundreds. There isn't one person getting one job out of 100 people that are disappointed. And people say that network marketing hasn't got a very good reputation. People use really derogatory language when they talk about network marketing, or they hear a company name, or they hear the industry mentioned. They're like, oh no, not for me. I'd rather queue up with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people to go for one job that I might not even get. It just makes me giggle. So it's a win for absolutely everybody. There are no losers. There are people who choose not to maximize their opportunity. There are people who choose to register with a company and not attend a single training, where they're not hearing the collaborative talk. There are people who register with the company and don't even open the lid on their box. They register with you, say, give me a shout when you've gone through the contents of your box, and you'll never hear from them again. But guess what? I've done my job because I introduced them. I gave them the next step. Is it the industry's fault or the company's fault or my fault if they don't even take that first step? Of course it's not. So we're an industry where everybody comes together for the greater good. I've been invited to a training that's held by our UK head office. It's for people that are at my position in our compensation plan and above. It's invitation only. I've registered, I've accepted my invitation because the people that are delivering that training have achieved something I have yet to achieve. And they're sharing their knowledge because they want more people to achieve. We as a company, as a global company, are a multi-billion-dollar turnover company. We're over 40 years old. We've been winning for over 40 years. But we haven't even yet scratched the surface. We operate in a multi-trillion-dollar industry. The time is now. The time is now to open up to collaboration. The time is now to update income thinking. The time is now to stop thinking that a job or something like that where you have to swap your time for money is the be all and end all. Life is competitive on every single level. Can you imagine how much fun it is to work in an environment, achieve in an environment, build a substantial income in an environment that's collaborative? It's just awesome. So it's collaborative, not competitive. And the average working life is competitive. Even if you're a sole trader and you win a contract, oh, I'm so excited. I've got this contract. Oh, I was desperate for that contract. Oh, this is going to make all the difference to me. How many other people went for that contract? How many of those people may be shedding a tear because that contract could have been the difference between staying afloat or going bust? Yet we don't think that there's anything wrong with that, do we? Yet for some reason, people think there's something wrong with an industry where everybody wins. It's time to put our heads on and our hats on the other way around, folks. It's time. Now is the time to wake up to alternatives. Now is the time to take a view. Now is the time to change lane. Do it alongside the competitive stuff. Put another string to your bow. Put another leg on that stool. But there is no reason whatsoever on earth that in the 21st century, pandemic or otherwise, that anybody should be struggling. There is absolutely no reason on earth that anybody should be miserable. There is absolutely no reason on earth that anybody shouldn't be living a life that they have designed for themselves, not just accepted. We get one shot at this, folks. One shot. We all deserve more. Let's not just accept. Let's open our eyes and look at collaboration as a way of earning an income. That's it from me. That was Midday Musings. My name is Victoria Brown. Thank you so much for joining me live. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Please tag. It would mean the world to me if you would share this, because I am absolutely determined to help people all over the world live the life that they design and they deserve, not that they just have to accept. Lots of love from me to you. Down my phone, cheerio, Facebook, cheerio, Instagram. I'm good to go and sweat somewhere else. Enjoy the rest of your day.